Okay, so today is yoga for strength. We are going to work really hard today. Pump up the muscles, try and get rid of some excess energy, feel nice and strong. So we're really focusing on physical strength today in the class. Do what you can and really have an internal experience. It is better to move small and build than it is to push yourself too far and get floppy and not use the muscles that we're looking to engage. So we're going to start down on our stomach today in crocodile pose. So a lot of poses in yoga are designed not just for comfort. They're designed to bring up stuff, help you process stuff. Crocodile pose is one of those poses. You're face down, one hand on top of another, forehead down on your hands. Your face is kind of down facing the mat. It's supposed to give you time to see what comes up. So as you're starting to arrive in the room, start to notice what comes up in this position. Maybe you're feeling a little vulnerable, your back open. Maybe this is the perfect comfortable pose. So notice what is coming up. Landing on your mat, and particularly taking the time to think about your mat becoming your sacred space. So we're going to try and remain on our mat, not in our to-do list, not in the news, not in what's to come, not in what has just happened, just right now in this physical body. So landing on your mat, finding your breath, seeing if you can soften the shoulders a little more. Soften the feet, soften the hips, maybe loosen and soften the back a little more. Start to notice your breath as a breathing in of fresh and an exhaling of letting go of what's no longer needed. Drawing in fresh, sweeping away things no longer needed. And then strengthen the right leg. Fire up the right leg. Pick it up a little, lengthen it, and bring it down. Fire up the left leg. Pick it up a little, lengthen it, and then bring it down. Notice your lower back. Maybe you made a little more space. This time, fire up the right leg. Pick it up. Take it a little wider towards the back corner. Pick up the left leg. Take it a little wider towards the back corner. Notice your hips, your back. And then we'll go straight into moving and breathing, bringing our hands down just for balance. We're going to think about lifting our shoulders. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Starting to fire up the muscles of the back. Fire up the glutes. Fire up the legs. Fire up the whole back and try to think about lifting the shoulders, not the head. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Maybe bringing the hands down towards the hips and lifting the arms as well, firing up the arms and the shoulders. Maybe beginning to lift the toes. And then bring the hands down by the shoulders, lower the feet. Take the hands a little wider than the shoulders. We're going to lift up the shoulders, and this time without muscular action. So nice and soft, we're just moving through motion. Turn and look at the right foot, lower the left shoulder. Switch, turn and look at the left, lower the right, and then just start to have an internal experience. What is going on in your shoulders, your back? Your neck start to flow. Maybe rounding and rolling the shoulders a little more. Checking in on your own holding patterns, feeling your body, your shoulders. And then bring it back to center, return to crocodile pose. Shimmy the hips, notice what is present. Bring the forearms down to the ground, fire up the forearms. So you're going to press the hands into the ground and then feel like you're trying to pull your elbows apart. Really firing up the shoulders, start to lift the chest up out of the ground. Try not to pull the skull backwards, lifting and firing up the chest and the shoulders. Get long as if you're trying to make space for your spine. Breathe. Keeping the arms and shoulders fired up, tuck the toes. Lift as if you're pulling the tailbone up, and then come forward, forearm tabletop. So landing in your forearm tabletop, nice and strong in the arms, chest and arms fired up. And then we're going to inhale forward with our nose. Exhale, sending your nose a little bit backwards. Trying to keep the arms fully engaged the whole time. Back of the arms, upper arms, lower arms. Hands are engaged. Start to fire up the core. Maybe even fire up the base. Fire up the glutes by pressing down into the knees. Sending energy down through the knees and then feel like you're pulling your knees apart. And then send the hips back. Find a child's pose. Breathe. Have an internal experience. Staying present in your physical body. Starting to feel energy move, muscles firing. And then come back to a tabletop position. Take your hands a little wider than normal. I'm going to take the weight left to right across the shoulders. And keeping the hands a little bit wider. Lift up out of the shoulders. So sinking into the shoulders. This is lifting and engaged. Engage through the arms. Pull out of the wrists. Maybe even give your wrists a little more space by bending the elbows. Take the left leg long, engage, and hold. Lift up out of the ground. Take an inhale. With the exhale, draw the left toe towards the left hand. Everything strong and solid, just the leg moving. Inhale towards the right. Exhale, squeeze towards the left. Inhale, cross the right foot, go all the way over. Exhale, squeeze towards the left. You can run the toe along the ground, or you can lift and hover, engaging. Lower the left knee down. Take a little reset. Move the body. Take a little reset. Set up. Lift up out of your base. Pull yourself up out of the wrists. Right leg long. And then inhale. Squeeze the right foot towards the right hand with the exhale. Inhale past the left. Exhale all the way towards the right. Trying to keep your base steady. Engage in the stomach. And then bring the right knee back down. Take a little shuffle to reset. Bring the hands in closer, so thumbs touching. Changing the shape of our shoulders, bend the elbows. We're going to lower the elbows towards the ground until we can feel the whole chest and elbows and arms and shoulders fired up. Breathe. Little pulses. Bring it back to tabletop. Tuck the toes and make your way to down dog. Take any movements in down dog that feel right for you in this movement. Swaying the hips, bending the knees, warming up your pose. And then find the stillness of down dog. Connect with your head below your heart. Lift up out of the wrists. Pull your hips up out of the ground. Breathe. Bend both knees. Look towards the hands. And either float or step forward. We're going to bring our feet wide. So float forward. Feet wide, maybe about mat width apart. Toes can be out. Forward fold. Press through the heels. So fire up the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, halfway lift, firing up the legs. Exhale, lower. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Lower the hips, step back. Right foot, left foot, high plank. Breathe. Back to down dog. Lift the right leg high. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the right leg towards the right hand. Exhale, bring it back past the left leg. So you can return to tabletop if this position is too much for you. Try to keep your base stable. Lift up out of your wrists. Fire up this right leg. Don't just flop it around. Bend the knee and bring it towards the right elbow. Cross it over the body. Hold and breathe. Bring it back to right elbow. All the way back, three-legged dog. Lower the leg. Switch sides. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the foot towards the left hand. Inhale. Past the right. Exhale. Squeeze. Take the tension out of the neck, soften the face. Bring the left knee towards the left wrist, hold and hover. Cross over the body. Back to three-legged dog. Lower the leg, bend the knees, look towards the hands and step forward or float forward. Forward fold, wide legs. Let the tension out of the head. This is a great place to use your blocks so you can let the head rest. Let the neck rest. Move through the hips or keep it static. Inhale, press through the legs, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Fire up the legs, really fire up. forward fold, and if you have a block, hold on to your block. We're going to sink the hips down nice and slow with the legs firing. So feeling the legs coming down towards a squat pose. Maybe lifting the torso a little longer. Fire up the legs. So feel like you're pulling your knees apart and squishing them back together at the same time. And then press through the heels. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, prayer to heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, prayer to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Find your prayer at heart. Find your base. So see if you can soften your legs in a wide leg mountain pose. Maybe even close the eyes. Feel your heart center. Take a moment to notice any energy already firing up. Inhale, prayer through center. Exhale, prayer all the way down through to the ground. Touch the ground. Step the left foot back, right foot back, high plank. Breathe and hold. From here, either returning to tabletop, or if you want to take the challenge, we're going to lift the right leg, hold and hover, and bring the right leg, inhale, and then bring the right leg towards the right hand with the exhale. Inhale back. Inhale, right to right. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, out. Exhale, back to center. Lower and switch. Same thing, other side. Lower, down dog. Find the stillness of down dog. What can you let go of? Bend the knees deeply. Look towards the hands. We're going to step right foot to right hand, left foot to left hand. Inhale as you press through the heels. Come up. Exhale as we squeeze onto the left leg, right leg crosses. Inhale, center. Exhale, cross the other way. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Step back. Back to down dog. Breathe. We're going to start to move through that flow a couple of times, building up heat, building up strength. Bend the knees, left foot to left hand, right foot to right hand. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squeeze left postrate. Inhale, center. Exhale, squeeze right leg past left. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot back, right foot back. Plant, high, down dog. Breathe. Bend the knees, right foot to right hand, left foot to left hand. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squeeze right leg past left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left past right. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Left foot, right foot, down dog. Breathe. So it's important not to jump through this and flop through this. We're trying to find the muscles that make these movements happen. We're trying to get that mind-body connection. Fire up the primary movers we want to let move and build strength in. And not use our compensating muscles. So noticing your patterns, noticing what might be firing up that might not have been invited to the party. Bend the knees, left foot forward, right foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cross left behind right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right behind left. Inhale, center. Forward fold with the exhale. Left foot back, right foot back, down dog. Breathe. Bend the knees. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cross right behind left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cross. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Right foot back, left foot back, down, down. Breathe. Bend the knees. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cross left behind right. Inhale, exhale, right behind left. Inhale, exhale, forward, fold. Left foot back, right foot back. Down dog. Breathe. One more round. Bend the knees. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left behind right. Inhale, right behind left. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Right foot back, left foot back. Down dog. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, left foot forward, right foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left behind right. Inhale, exhale, right behind left. Inhale, center this time. Arms down. And bring your hands to prayer. Remain standing. Find your heart center. Notice what might be different. Step into mountain pose. So feet hip width apart. We're going to work on balancing. So find your hips. Know where they are in space. Notice if one is higher than the other. Try and get them nice and even. Fire up the core. Get the spine long set up first. We're going to bring the left foot forward. Fire up the left leg. Little bend in the right. We're going to slowly bring the left leg around, past the right, and then all the way back. Thinking about moving from the heel. Firing up the legs, firing up the core. You can keep the toe down if you're still working on your balance. You can try to challenge your balance by balancing on the right leg. You can bring your arms out to help you balance. You can keep your hands in prayer. Lots of choices. Make this your practice. Know where you're at. So, right glute should be firing up. Really strong. Left glute should be firing. Left leg entirely strong. Bring the left foot forward. Lift the left foot. Maybe cross it over the right knee. Sink it down. Sink your hips down. Tall in the spine. Press the left knee down to the ground with your muscles. And then press as if you're pressing through the left heel. Whole leg active. Slowly come up to stand. Bring the left knee forward. Slowly send the left knee past the right and land in a high lunge as slow and controlled as you can. So finding your high lunge, finding a solid base. We're going to fire up again, work through our balance. So we're not flopping, we're not kicking, we're not loose. We are going to fire up our muscles and really work them. So legs super, super, super strong. Hands can be a prayer. They can be on your hips. Can be at your sides and fists. We're going to press into the right leg and pull the left leg forward to a knee. Send it back slow. Inhale as we pull the knee forward. Exhale as we push the heel away. Really push it. Land in a high lunge. Find your hands of prayer. Find your base. Find your center. Little bend in the back knee. Get really strong in your base. And bring your torso forward. Engage the core. Bring your arms out wide. We're going to take left hand towards left toes. So small, slow, controlled twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, squeeze. That right hip and glute area should be firing up, burning by now. Pull up out of the ground with all of your effort. Really pull it and fire up that right leg. Bring it back, high lunge. Keeping your base locked, this time arms open wide. Turn to the right. Maybe even lower the right hand down. Twisting from the core here. Breathe and hold. Slowly pushing through the left hand. Find the ground. Right hand down, right foot back. Lower the knees and find a child's. Catch your breath. Return to the body, what is physically present. Notice the right hip. Be present with any sensations that are floating in the physical body. Be present with your breath. Be present on the mat. Find your way to down dog. Bend the knees, look towards the hands, and either float or step forward wide. So opportunity here to just sit and play with a squat. So you can bring your hands to your blocks, you can move the hips around, you can move the legs around, or if you would like to practice moving into your crow, you're going to bring your hands down onto the ground and fire up first. Pull up out of the ground, hollow out the chest, strong in the chest. Bring your knees above your elbows into the upper arm. Lift, 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 pull. And then maybe begin to float one toe at a time off the ground. Really pulling from your center. This is not about floating and strengthening your arms and pushing out of gravity. You're pulling up out of the ground with all of your core strength to find your balance. Lift and pull. Breathe. When you're done playing, return to Malasana. Press through the heels as you inhale all the way up. Exhale. Heart to heart. Step it in, mountain pose. Onto the other side. So find your base. Find your strength all through the midline. Imagine you're trying to squeeze your hip bones in together. Bring your right leg forward. And again, toe can remain on the ground to help you with your balance, or lift and challenge your balance. Fire up the right leg and imagine pulling from the heel. Slowly bring the right heel all the way back, past the left, and then all the way forward. Inhale as you pull forward. Exhale as you pull back, following your breath. Try not to grip with the left toes. Pull up out of the left leg too. Bring the left leg all the way forward. Left knee, center, pull it up. Come to stand nice and tall. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, and then slowly lower the hips. core engaged, spine long. Press through the right heel and pull the right knee down. Both legs are strong and fired up. Breathe. Slowly bring your torso back up, right knee forward, and then slowly send it past the left as slow as you can. Slow, 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 lowering to high lunge on the other side. Breathe. Find your base. And then working through, pulling the left knee forward and then sending the left leg right back. So both movements are active, strong, slow, and controlled. Inhale as you pull the left knee forward. Exhale as you push the heel back and land in high lunge. Inhale, pull, squeeze. Exhale, push. Maybe even starting fire breath. Pull hard through the nose and press out through the mouth. Land in high lunge. Notice what is present. Feel your base. Soften the face. Bring the torso slightly forward, engaging the core, arms out. Right fingertips are going to come towards left toes, squeezing from the midline. Inhale, open, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Base solid. Legs entirely fired up. Press through the right heel. Really send energy out through that right leg. Whole leg is fired up to keep you stable. Left hip should be burning. Left glute. Woo. Bring it back. High lunge. Bring the arms open wide. And we're going to turn, keeping our base solid, turning from the core. Turn to the left, twist. Left hand can tuck. Reach from the core. Press through the right hand. Slowly lower the right hand as if you're pressing it down to the ground. Slow, slow, slow. Land. Left hand follows. Step back, high plank. Lower the knees, child's pose. Enjoy the break. Let go. Notice what is present. Return to the forearms on the ground. Fire up the forearms. So lift up out of the shoulders. Pull the chest tight. Send the right leg back. Hold. Lower the toes. Keeping the chest fired. Press through the heel of the right foot. You can press, keeping it static, or you can take little pulses. Lift and hover the right leg. Fire up the glute. Bend the knee. Press through the heel. So send the heel towards the ceiling. Watch for tension in the neck. So really firing up the chest and shoulders. Slowly lower the right leg. Send the left leg back. Hover. Press through the heel. Lower the toes and then really press through the heel. Little pulses or keeping it static. Lift and hover the left leg. Bend the knee. Send the heel up to the ceiling. Hold. So watch for compensation patterns in the low back. Fire up the core. Fire up the glute. Really activate left side. Lower the knee. Send it back, child's pose. And then come on up to a seated position. So find a comfortable seat. Starting to notice what is present. Sweaty in here today. It's hot. So get tall in the spine. Notice what's going on in the neck and shoulders. If you are not comfortable in a seated position, grab a chair. Sit in a chair. We're going to just work through the shoulders and upper body, releasing some tension. So starting to bring real awareness to the shoulders and the back of the neck. Move the head. Feel the back of the neck. Slowly bring the chin down to the chest and really connect with what is holding, where is holding in the back of the neck. As slow as you possibly can, take your head in a circle as if you're trying to feel every muscle, every angle that your head can move in. Take it back in the other direction. And bring your head back to neutral. If you have a block, grab a block. Otherwise, just imagine you're squeezing a block. Hold your block out. Squeeze your block. Try not to overextend or push forward. Just hold and engage so that your chest is engaged. You're holding the block. Take your head back down to the chest. With your arms engaged, squeezing the block, take your head in and back in a circle as slow as you can, trying to feel the muscles, trying to connect with all of the angles your head can move in. And trying to do this with muscular action and then back in the other direction. So we're not just flopping a limb around in space. We're not just throwing our head around. We're trying to feel the muscles, feel the tension. Bring the chin back to neutral. Lift the head, lower the block, flick out the arms. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. Take the right hand to the left shoulder. Connect with the left shoulder. So you're not pushing, you're just connecting, feeling this space. And then move the chin until you feel like until you feel like that's the angle where you hold your tension. That's the one that feels like it needs a little breathing, a little holding. It feels right for you right now. Slowly bring the head back to neutral. Take a little wiggle. Take the left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. And then move, explore. Slowly bring the head back to neutral, release the hand, wiggle the shoulders. Pull the shoulders all the way around and forward, and then up and all the way around and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All the way up and then round and forward. All the way up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, really squeeze. Maybe even pull the elbows behind you. Keeping the squeeze, bring the palms up. And we're going to squeeze in even harder and then push away. Squeeze in and then push away. Pull the arms in, push the hands away. Notice what's coming to the party. So notice what's going on in the lower back. Try and keep this above the rib cage in the back. We're working through the mid back, the shoulders. Lower the hands. Try to keep the shoulders engaged. So nice and strong in the shoulders. And really try to soften in the hips and the low back. Send your attention there. Notice what is present. And we'll go to rainbows. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhale, lower the right hand. Inhale, arms up over the right head. Exhale, lower the left. Fold. Sweeping rainbows, moving with our breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, end. Feeling the side body. Land the right hand down. Press into the right hand. Send the rib cage more to the left. Really firing up. Strong in the upper body. Left hand comes towards the head, not on the head. Pull the elbow backwards. Engage. Watch for tension in the neck. Try not to hold the neck tight. We're going to think about the core. Squeeze really, really tight. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring the elbow towards the knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring the elbow towards the knee. This is a tiny, tiny movement. Thinking about the core. Bring it back. Lengthen. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold left side. Press into the hand. Send the rib cage right. Really set up. Take the tension out of the neck. Right hand comes towards the head. Elbow pulls backwards. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze elbow towards the knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Really thinking about these muscles. Right in. Deep towards the spine. Just underneath the rib cage. Watch for tension in the neck. Inhale as we come back up to center. Exhale as we take slow circles with the wrists all the way down. Land the wrist palms up on the lap. Start to think about the spine. Imagine you could send your breath through the spine, breathing in through the crown of the head, all the way to the tailbone. And then exhaling all the way up, connecting with that concept of breathing in fresh and exhaling things we no longer need. Soften the muscles of the face. Soften the palms of the hands. Notice what is present. Slowly make your way down to your back. Landing on your back. Bringing your knees in and giving yourself a little hug. Rock it. Start to feel your shoulders land on the ground. Take your feet up to the ceiling and look at your feet. Spread the toes wide. Curl the toes in. Spread them wide. Curl them in. Push the toes up to the ceiling and then pull the toes down towards the shins. Really looking at your feet and feeling the muscles of your feet and your legs. Pull the toes down towards the shins. Turn the feet in. Press through the heels. Maybe feel the inner parts of the hips fire up. Hold. If this is pulling in your low back, pull your hips down sharply, really strongly with the muscles of your stomach. Really, really press your hips into the ground and your rib cage into the ground. Take the pressure off the low back. Pull the toes in. Hold. Slowly turn the toes out and hold. Really sending energy through the heels towards the ceiling. Engaging the legs. Notice what is present. And then bend the knees. Bring them back in towards the chest. Maybe rock it. A little reset. Land the feet on the ground. Take the right ankle just underneath the left knee. Engage like we were in our seated chair. Press the right knee away from you. Press through the right heel. Engage the core. Hold the hips steady. Maybe lift the toes of the left foot and press through the heel of the left foot. Slowly slide the right knee over the left, keeping the shoulders where they are. So pressing the rib cage and the shoulders into the ground, landing solid at your top half. Allow your knees to come over to the left. Notice where they land. Your right foot might hit the ground. You can support your knees with your left hand, just opening up right side body. So trying to feel from the armpit of the right side down to the hip. Whole experience. Slowly bring the knees back through center. Bring the knees in towards the chest and pull feet to opposite shoulders. Finding the right glute area. Breathe into this space. Starting to notice some of the heat that we built up, maybe starting to settle. Breath maybe slowing. Slowly unravel. Right foot down, left foot crosses just underneath right knee. Press left knee away. Press through the left heel. Maybe lift the right toes. Slowly slide left knee over right, keeping shoulders down. Let the knees come over towards the right. Finding an opening from the left armpit down to the left hip. Slowly bring the knees back through center and then knees in towards chest, feet to opposite shoulders. Breathe. Checking in, what do you feel? What is present? Slowly unravel, bring both feet to the ground and take a hip reset. So we do somatic movement, either pressing into one foot at a time and letting your hips move left to right, trying to get a nice shake, or lift and lower. So lift and lower a teeny bit, like about as much as if you could slip a piece of paper under the hips. Not very high. Lift and lower, but trying to do it not with muscular action, but as fast as you can, trying to shake out the muscles. Imagine your muscles are wobbling like with jelly. Release what is held. Give your muscles a little reset. Let go. If I can do this on video, you can do this at home in the safety of your mat. Release. Let those muscles really soften. Release what is stored. Take a deep inhale. And with the exhale, just land wherever the body lands. Notice where it lands. Notice maybe your left and right side discrepancies. Just notice. And then slowly make your way into your final resting pose, making a choice about what that shape is for you. So you can go into a traditional Shavasana, fully lying flat on the back. You can place bolsters under your knees. You can place your feet up on a chair. You can curl up in child's pose or fetal position or even on crocodile, so long as that pose is precisely your resting pose. So what is a resting pose? A pose where we get as close to being a corpse as possible. So we let go of as much tension as we possibly can in all of our muscles. So let your limbs know where they are in space. Prop them up. Don't let your knees flop open so that your hips feel like they need to support them. Find props, find support. And if you have difficulty reaching for support, it's another chance for self-exploration. Another chance to check in, get to know yourself, get to know what's going on there. So I'm going to read about inner strength today. So our card I pulled today is strong, powerful, sturdy, inner strength. Your inner strength is your core self, your inner being. It is supported and guided by your soul and your higher purpose. It is powerful and wise. It knows that in times of adversity, there is always the opportunity for growth. Learning, and transformation. Your inner strength never wavers. It is ever present and inextricably connected with the infinite resources of the universe. My intention is to fully integrate my inner strength and wisdom into my everyday. My intention is to fully integrate my inner strength and wisdom into my everyday life and to embrace adversity as opportunity for growth and transformation. So just as the physical poses that we do in our Yoga for Strength class are a lot about getting uncomfortable, finding our limit, and building strength, finding our weak muscles and building strength there. So too can be our emotional struggles, finding where we might need a little work, and pulling from our innermost self to find the strength to change what needs to be changed, to let go of what cannot be changed, to surrender to what is, and the wisdom to know the difference, pulling from that inner strength. So as you're settling into your resting pose, pull from your inner strength. Draw yourself down towards your inner strength as if recharging in from this place. letting go of the physical layer for a moment, letting go of the outside world, letting go of control of our breath, control of the mind, and drawing in towards that quiet place inside. Perhaps becoming so quiet and so still that we can find the sound of our own heartbeat. If you have more time to take in your resting pose, please take as much time as you need. If you need to finish up at the 60-minute mark, we are coming up on 60 minutes. So begin to bring your awareness back to present moment, back to the mat. If you're not already there, make your way to a fetal position and curl up in a little ball. And again, thinking about staying within that inner strength, your soul, your inner layer, the one underneath the ego, the thoughts, the feelings, that inner part of yourself. Perhaps taking a moment to think about the connection of this inner part of ourselves to everything out in the universe. Our life force has a little hum, and so too does everything living on the planet. So it's a little part of innermost selves that's also the same as the rest of the world. That inner part, that inner hum, life force. And then finish your practice by bringing yourself to a seated position with your hands of prayer. Familiar rituals, familiar patterns, healthy patterns in the brain. The more that we come to these poses and connect to these poses, the more power they begin to have, the more soothing they are to our body and soul. So connect to this pose, bringing our left and right sides to meet in front of our heart, as if accepting ourselves as whole and complete, precisely as we are. And as we move about our day and get caught up in the chaos, may we find ways to return to our inner strength. Thank you for joining.